Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. On the last episode, you may have seen that we ran into a few dramas trying to work on the interior on the patrol. And we patched a bunch of the cracks and the dodgy areas in the corner. So I've done a little bit of work behind the scenes. I've got this side treated, painted, all that's good to go. And I have started stripping the paint over here. So a few dents have been hammered and dollied down here. I've taken a few dents out and got rid of a few creases. So continuing on that theme, we're going to be working on the body. We're probably going to get at least this section all complete before we continue on with the interior, and we can focus on the doors, bonnet, guards, everything that comes off the car. We can focus on them later. But if we get at least the main body, all the body work sorted, painted, then we can get the interior back together. But on this episode, we're going to be fixing this quarter here. So I've already spent a bit of time tearing that down. We're going to play the time lapse to that in a minute. There was a few dents in there that have been dollied out. There's some filler in a couple of spots. We're going to add some filler in here because there was some manufacturing errors where there's low spots and different areas of defect around there. So we're going to patch those. So this has been stripped. It's just got a layer of etching primer on it just so it doesn't rust. And we've also got to start doing these pillars as well. So that's the plan for this episode. I'm going to get right into getting the filler ready for these patches. While I get ready, enjoy the time lapse.
As you can see, I'm using my 90-degree die grinder to get into these complex positions. I've got the 50mm or 2-inch row lock attachment, or sometimes called a twist lock attachment. So I'm using a Scotch-Brite pad. I like to use these as less abusive than the sanding disc. For most of the sand work, I use my electric orbital sander. Definitely undergun for what I'm trying to do here. I've since upgraded to a 6-inch dual action pneumatic sander, and it's far superior for the task. For a lot of the smaller dents, I try to hammer and dolly them out. I got a lot of the worst of it removed. Is a lot more pleasant than trying to use filler in everything. I've also started using a dinging spoon or slapping spoon. It has a wider surface area, and I find pulling out those smaller dents, it's far superior than using a smaller hammer surface. If anyone else is thinking of using electric sander to do something like this, I can't recommend enough not to. Get yourself a good dual action pneumatic sander. The amount of fatigue of using this electric sander was just incredible. So get yourself a good sander, save yourself the pain.
I'm about to sand these sections I've just filled. Now I've just got myself a jarrah board. It's a hardwood that I've just cut a section off. I have flattened it on my benchtop belt sander. And this is going to allow me to get quite an even, smooth sanding finish. So this is what I'm using.
Using a sanding block underneath the sandpaper will help you get a much more even finish. So a lot of times when you're using just your hand to hold the paper, you would get a lot of high and low spots that you have to come back in later to touch up and fix. So adding that little block in the center can help a lot. You can also get different density sanding blocks, typically from your automotive parts store, and that gives you different variation on sanding contours to be able to adjust your finish. Also using a speed file here So it's great for sanding bigger areas. Ideally it's more for stripping, removing larger amounts of automotive filler, but I am using it here to get a wider surface area and an even finish on this section, as it's a little wider than my other sanding block was able to cover evenly. For jobs like this, it's great to have a pressurized bottle handy just to spray water on the area that you're sanding. Having to go in and out of a bucket or under a tap is an absolute nightmare. So having that pressurized bottle just to spray under the job and spray off the piece of sandpaper I'm using definitely goes a long way to making the job a bit easier. As you may have noticed, I've also got a tarp down below. That is just to catch any droppings from the vehicle, trying to maintain a clean work area. Something worth noting, if you've got any open panels like I have on the side here, you don't want a whole heap of water falling down into the body where you can't dry it and prevent from rusting in future. So it pays to put a handful of rags in there just to absorb that water, save you a bit of work later on. The car had been sitting with exposed matter for a number of days, so I was pretty keen to get this ready for primer. So I'm using a taping technique here called back tacking. So I'm putting the tape on the inside so that I can come back with the plastic after and just stick it onto the outside to mask all these openings up. So I need to mask up this backside, the window, and at least one of these doors. I've also done some underbody painting, so I also want to mask up the wheel arch and cover the wheel, because cleaning primer from in under there that's already been painted is not a job I want to do.
Alright guys, so I've done a lot of patchwork, got a lot of these dents removed. So there's going to be some more filling work. I'm going to be using a high build primer and sanding again later. That's right for now. This has been in bed metal for a number of days, so I really want to get this at least in primer to get it somewhat protected before I'll start prepping other areas of the car. So I've run out of time to prep other areas like the front pillars, the other side. So I'm running out of time today, so I'm going to get this in primer, which is going to allow me to get to the rest of it on another day. So I'm going to give this a clean and get in primer. I've got the primer in place. So we have a few coats of the etching primer. There's still some sanding work to do in some of these areas we filled up. So I'm probably gonna have to go over again with a bit more filler, sand it some more. Noticed a few more dents. If you look real closely, you might be able to see that. There's a dent there. There's a little bit more to do in the corner here. And up here, I haven't finished it as nice as I'd like it. So there's a bit more work to do in this quarter here. And there's a lot more to prepare. And that's going to be it for this episode. I'm going to do a bunch of this behind the scenes. And hopefully next time I'll see you, we'll be further along. So stay tuned. See you next time on Sand Project Bench. Thank you. Bye.